guys? We're going to do 100% speedrun of the adventure mode today on Washeyy. I'm joined with my good friend Softman. Yeah, if you guys are ready, do the countdown. Yeah. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. You got the mini game trophies, you got the Grand Prix trophies, all the bosses, and then there's even a secret world at the end. A lot of people missed it when they played it when they were younger, but we have to do all that 100% as well.
Yeah, it wouldn't be me. I wouldn't have missed it.
But no, it's a fun game. It's got a lot of cool tech in it, and we try to go fast as we can. There's 3 different vehicles, and each has their own like unique way of going fast. So yeah, hopefully we can show some of that off today.
So yeah, we're going to be playing as TT, who's the secret unlockable character.
That's correct.
They're just the best for the speedrun. That's just the way it be.
Right, we're going to change over here to plane to collect some of the overworld balloons. So there's 47 balloons to collect in this game to get 100% completion. And there's 4 here for free in the overworld that we can collect. So we'll do this at the start.
So yeah, with the plane, which is the first vehicle we're seeing here, you'll notice the barrel rolling a lot. It is a very good way to gain speed and then also continue to barrel roll to maintain it a little bit. So the advantage of getting those 4 balloons means, of course, we don't have to go to the intended first track. It's just a little more efficient. We're going to see this is a very keen pattern for anyone who's going to be watching very closely. This is going to be the very quick pattern of Washeyy gets very, very, very far ahead of the AI, and you will never see them again unless we're lapping them. You can't really see it very well, obviously, at home. But in order to gain speed in the best way possible in DKR, you actually tap the A button, and it's not a mash. Which is one thing that I at first actually thought was the case. I thought it was just a mash, but no, I eventually did learn it. No, it's more of a, it is a rhythm.
Yeah, it's a rhythm. And then we're going to try and press start here and skip the cutscene where Taj comes down and brings us a balloon. Now, ideally, we try to do that 40 times in a run, and it's a frame-perfect cutscene skip at the end of every race. So,
fortunately, it's pause bufferable.
Yeah, you can pause buffer it.
But obviously loses time.
But yeah, missing one is like, you lose like 7 seconds. So over a course of 40 tracks, it can save minutes in the run. I'm going to try and collect the key here for the minigame.
Nice. So one thing that's also relevant in regards to DKR more generally is the time trial community, or the IL community, is very strong. I believe Washeyy is quite a proficient in regards to the IL leaderboards. So in regards to that, obviously you've got all that. Obviously there's adventure mode specific knowledge, like for example picking up that key for the mini game. But obviously grinding those ILs to get the best possible times in the more neutral setting does lead to that increased proficiency during the 100% run.
That's right. Now, we missed a cutscene skip here, so we have to watch this cutscene right now, and we can't skip it. We can like soft skip it in the game from now on, but ideally we're still going to finish a race and return to lobby by pressing start. But at least once in a run, you have to watch that cutscene because it plays after the minigame later on. At the start of every race here as well, we're restarting the race because it skips the camera pan in, which saves a little bit of time over the run as well.
So you'll also notice Washeyy will very deliberately make an attempt to collect bananas, particularly on the first lap. You're going to have to correct me if I'm wrong on this one. I think it's top speed.
That's right, yeah. So for every banana you collect up until 10, you get a speed increase of 2%, roughly. So it's very similar to, I think it's one of the Mario Kart games where you collect coins. And you can increase your top speed by collecting the collectibles.
So yeah, bananas are definitely a top priority on lap 1. You'll even notice there on that second lap, Washeyy took a completely different route. 10 bananas already, so no need to collect more. Very nice. Obviously, yeah, some things are easier than others in the game, and some things look easy and simply are not. Nice. And yeah, an example of that was that booster over the water, because obviously you're not exactly flat. It's very, very easy to lose one's angle and end up in a wall.
All right, so this track, we're going to see our first out of bounds for the game. It's pretty cool. There's a few of them in the game, and they're very hard to do. Mostly in the, well, all of them in the plane tracks. But the key thing, once you're out of bounds, is you have to go and hit some checkpoints. Otherwise, you know, the race will not complete. So now we get out of bounds, and we kind of just drive up and down the track, hitting the checkpoints required.
And obviously that also includes hitting the end lap marker. So obviously, because we obviously do want to be finishing the race, of course.
Yeah. And I'm going to go back in bounds here now at the end, just so I can know when I'm passing the finish line to skip the cutscene.
Nice.
So I got it. All right, first boss. So this is Tricky the Triceratops, and this boss could have been quite a pain for people when they were younger, if anyone knows this race.
Wouldn't be me.
Wouldn't be you,
No.
no. So we're going to do something funny here, where we don't exactly complete the race how you would expect. And yeah, it's kind of luck-based, but hopefully we get really, really good luck, and yeah, you'll see here in a second. I'm going to drive up this wall and hope for the best. All right, first try. So I get this wrong way on my screen, which means we've like manipulated some checkpoints, and then we can just drive up here and finish the race.
Easy.
So yeah, I swear I'm not exploiting. All right, it's in the game.
Completely
it's in the game.
intended. But I mean, it's obviously in the game. In the cart's right there. You did it. It's in the game.
Yeah.
Easy.
So that trick, it's just checkpoint manipulation. When we drive around the back of the track, there's some checkpoints related to the end of the track, and so if we hit one of those like on time, the game thinks, oh, now you're just driving up normal. Hey, you've passed the finish line on a one-lap race. Okay, you finished the race, basically. It's very luck-based. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's kind of how it works. We have to do that twice in a run as well. So now we're going to go to our first mini game, and this can be painful sometimes.
So the goal of it is to bring eggs back to a home base, and then they need to be protected until they hatch.
That's
they can
right.
be stolen by the opponents. Now my recollection is this one is rather random, because sometimes the AI will just decide to commit robbery.
Yes.
And sometimes they will just not.
So Diddy's going to take that one, but hopefully the other one doesn't get stolen right now. And it didn't, so that's good.
Very nice. Diddy's going in, but
We're also going to try and put it on the edge, because they typically won't grab him. And then shoot this guy, because he's going to try and steal it. We should win. Should win.
Should win.
Okay.
There we go.
Sometimes Banjo goes up there and he steals it, and it's, very painful, but nothing you can do. All right, so first piece of the TT amulet. You need to do all the mini games to unlock the amulet door at the end of the game as well.
All right, so now we're going into our first silver coin challenge. So for those of you who didn't play this game, the general loop from a casual perspective is you complete all the tracks, then you complete the boss. Then the boss says, actually, no, do them all again, except this time collect all my silver coins. So now you've got to win the race.
And win the race,
and, you've got to win the race and collect all these coins which are dotted around the map. Some of them are obviously in much simpler locations than others. But generally speaking, of course, with the the awesome speed of TT, tapping A, and knowing the track inside and out, Washeyy is going to make this look very, very easy for basically every track in the game. Obviously, once all the silver coins are collected, it's just going to look exactly like normal. And away we go. One more. Yes, very good. Been very clean with the cutscene skip so far. So yes, Ancient Lake being the technically the first track in the game is obviously much simpler coin locations. Yeah, depending on the track, of course, sometimes all the coins are going to be collected on the first lap because it's just easier to do. And then obviously racing can just resume as normal. But sometimes they're in positions where you can't collect them all in one lap, you can't collect them easily on the first lap, etc., etc.
All right.
Unfortunate. Taj will return.
So yeah, if we miss that, we have to watch this cutscene, but we can like soft skip it. Still lose a little bit of time, but it's not too much.
So yeah, there's probably not too much to say for the next couple of minutes. I'm not sure if there's anything that the host may have to add at this time.
Alright, we've got that coin there too.
Yeah, and that ties into what I was saying before with that boost being quite finicky.
Yeah, some of the coins in the races aren't too hard to get, but getting them with speed makes it tricky. Like that one on the lake just before.
Yeah, I think it's somewhat hard to contextualize how fast Washeyy is going unless you played the game yourself.
Yeah.
The average speed that... That's all right. Well, I didn't see anything.
It's all good, it's all good.
The average speed that Washeyy is going is very, very significantly faster than what the average player would be going in this game,
Yeah.
even if they were using TT. Yeah, the tapping A, everything, the barrel rolls in the plane, and so forth is significant. And as I said, I think it's very, very hard to fully appreciate the amount of speed without having played the game. And again, from a casual perspective, it was exactly the same. Like when I first sort of saw the run, it's like, hang on, what's going on here? Because it's way faster than I remember. You know, boot up the game. Yeah, no, I'm not forgetting.
All right, so we've collected our coins now, and we're going to collect a few more bananas here, and then actually try and go out of bounds again. All right.
Very nice. Obviously, yeah, the reason to be in bounds here is to collect the coins. Clean.
So, back to tricky. Before we got this trick first try, I don't know if we'll get a first try again, but fingers crossed.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
If Softman says so, then yeah, first try.
Oh, easy.
Fantastic. If you can beat me again,
Yeah. So from a casual perspective, the second round of the boss is usually more difficult.
Yeah, just like in the silver coin races, they usually up the difficulty of the NPCs. But we don't need to worry about that.
Not too bad.
Alright. Unfortunate.
As you can see, you do get a couple of goes though, because obviously Tricky still has to finish the race normally, despite our attempt of shenanigans.
Now this can happen in runs sometimes, and it's, I mean, usually you would reset, but we're just going to be gaming, hopefully. All right.
There we go.
Was that like
First
6
try,
try?
big round of
First try?
applause.
Yeah, first try. Oh no. All right.
There we go.
Now we reset here, mainly because we skipped the cutscene, and for routing purposes, we just get to go back to the overworld real quick. Saves a little bit of time. First try.
Oh, yeah.
Always first try.
Well, that's what I saw at least. But yeah, no, jokes aside, obviously, yeah, no, you'll see this throughout all of speedrunning. DK is certainly not an exception. It's just these tricks are just infinitely finicky. With almost every 3D game that has these sorts of tricks has just got that level of finicky. Where things, oh yeah, I totally forgot about the Taj battles.
Yeah, so
which will make Taj look like a joke.
Along with the 4 overworld balloons we collected at the start, there's also 3 other balloons in the overworld, each tied to a race with Taj in each of the 3 vehicles in the game. Now we've seen 2 vehicles so far, the car and the plane, but soon we will see our 3rd vehicle, the hovercraft. So we just kind of take a shortcut here, and he was like, yep, you won.
Hello, bye-bye for now.
But yes, we need to get him back.
Hello,
Switch over the plane.
We do need a different vehicle.
Bye-bye for now.
So we're heading off to Snowland. I don't remember what this was called.
Snowflake Mountain.
Snowflake Mountain, thank you.
Snowland.
Yeah.
Okay. Banger tune to this track.
Oh yeah. So yeah, for the moment in the game, we are doing things in mostly intentional order. Dino Kingdom, I think it was called, is World 1. This is World 2. But things may change somewhat in the near future.
Yes, yeah. Very soon things will start getting very strange.
Yes. You'll notice, for example, we did not do the Grand Prix trophy in Dino Kingdom, and there will be reasons why. All shall be revealed soon to ye who are patient.
Yeah, after every time you beat a boss, after their 2nd boss race in a world, they offer you a trophy race where you do a Grand Prix of all the tracks. And again, like during those races, the difficulty of the AI is actually bumped up a little bit more. But because of certain like tricks in the game, we can actually kind of skip most of them. It'll get complicated, but we'll talk about it when it comes up.
For a small teaser, it's I hope you'll like Dino Mountain. Dino Kingdom, sorry. So yeah, again, the races are relatively, what they are is what they get. What you see is what you get, so sometimes, yeah, there's going to be the detours for the minigame key, which obviously Washeyy just got. Only 1 per world though, so one detour per. But yeah, mostly it is just go fast and marvel in the skill. So yeah, we've got 2 tracks left of this. Sandshark, I'm not sure if you've got anything to add at this time.
No worries at all. We've had a few donations come in. We have a $14 donation here from Lord Orange with no comment, but thank you very much for your generous donation. We also have a $10 donation here from Arepthos. I remember beating this game just like this when I was a kid. I'll I'll take your word for that. We also have $4 donation here from the crowd. No comment, but again, thank you so much. And remember, anyone in the crowd, if you'd like to donate, you can go to donate.allspeedruns.com, or you can head up to the stage link where we have a donation jar. You can give cash and also put your donation towards any open incentives. Be sure to have a look at the board over there, or go to incentives.allspeedrun.com to see what is currently open. Next one is for Mario Kart 64 character choice. We have Toad currently at $135. Yoshi just trailing behind at $115. So be sure to keep those donations coming in. Remember, all donations during this marathon go to Game On Cancer. Thank you very much.
Yeah, fantastic cause, and thank you everyone for those donations, and thank you Soundshark. So yeah, after this race we'll get something further to talk about that isn't just Washeyy showing off.
Yeah, one cool thing about this track is once you get the starting boost at the start of the race, you do not hold the accelerate button the whole race. You just kind of barrel roll your way through. Except for now, I missed the boost.
Yeah, one thing that's interesting about this track is, so in regards to time trial, you can do the tracks mostly with any vehicle. I believe, if I remember correctly, there are a bunch of exceptions, but mostly you can choose whatever vehicle, so you'll notice there are those boosters on the ground, which are usually going to be for the cars, but the plane can sort of skim the ground. Hit the boosters and then, yeah, just get the same benefits as the air zippers. I think they're technically zippers.
Yeah, if we can like use it and it's a good line to take, we'll try and get any boost that we can to keep that top speed high.
So yeah, you would have noticed that very, very sharp left turn there with the brake. That's very tricky and very easy to over or under turn, so making that sharp turn perfectly is, again, I say this almost every time I end up on doing commentary for a run, but it's so easy to underestimate the difficulty of something in a speedrun because it's just done so flawlessly by the runner. Obviously because of the hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of practice. But yeah, you go home and try it. Just you're in this game, at least you're in a wall. It's just, you're going to spend your life in a wall until you practice it.
That's it. Oh, he took the blow. So in some of the tracks, there's nothing we can do about, like the AI getting in the way, and they will get in the way, unfortunately. But I guess one of the main things in this game is that the AI does not rubber band you at all, compared to another game like Mario Kart where they will rubber band you. So for the most part, you'll see me overlapping them over and over and over.
Yeah, and you also don't have as many, I'll say, course-wide impacts like the lightning bolt or anything like that. So once you're free and clear, at least generally speaking, you are just free and clear. Which allows those the IL stress to come out, so to speak. So we've got the walrus.
Alright, our first track in hover. So in hovercraft, you're going to see me like snaking left and right. This actually increases our top speed, combined with tapping the A button. So we can kind of go pretty fast.
Casually, with what I'll just call normal speed, it was the walrus is second, then the octopus is second, which are both in the hovercraft. But we're always the very tricky ones because you don't have access to bonus speed. Reset. That's new.
All right, we'll do a hard reset. Unlike Dino Domain, we're actually going to reset there, and we'll come back and do the silver coins a little bit later on. Because there's, again, as we mentioned earlier, there's some tricks we need to set up before we come back there. But we're going to move on now and hopefully do Sherbet Island. Oh, we got another Taj challenge as well for that. It's our hover challenge this time.
Very good. Yeah, most of all the Taj challenges are quite literally just go in a circle around the island. And obviously with all the extra speed that we can generate, it's a complete cinch. It's the lean back and get a coffee set of races.
Yeah. It's not much to it, just kind of make sure you hit the checkpoints and don't go too far out of bounds.
Yeah. You also notice, of course, there's no items, there's no chance of Taj throwing a missile or something like that. So it's pretty cruisy.
Hello, bye-bye for now.
And the good thing being in the hovercraft there and being shoved into it is that's exactly what we want, because we're off to Sherbet Island, which is the water world.
All right, banger tune coming up.
Oh yes, absolutely. You'll even notice there, just the start of the lap, the top right of the screen, there's like a little alcove with extra balloons in it. Again, that's a consideration for the idea of the fact that someone might be doing this race in the plane. Which I think is really interesting. They did actually design at least some of the tracks specifically with that concept in mind, as opposed to just making it an afterthought. Very nice. First proper hoverboat race, you'll notice that in many occasions here, Washeyy will specifically go in for the level 2 boost as opposed to the level 1. There are some situations where it's just much more convenient to get the level 2, and if I remember correctly, it's just a bit more effective in the hovercraft because of the more limited speed that you have available to you.
Yeah. Hovercraft, it kind of takes a lot of focus to do this vehicle right, which is why I'm probably a little bit more focused. You also spend a lot of time jamming the stick into your thumb, which is good fun.
It's just character building.
It
By
is
that I
character
mean
building.
callous building.
Okay.
This will be another race to which do a small detour for a key. Not just yet, yes. When you're not going at a million miles a minute, this is definitely one of the slightly more annoying keys to get. Because you've actually got to go in the water with the car, which is doable. You don't like go out of bounds or anything, and you go very, very slow. Obviously, a lot of that slowness is mitigated very, very heavily when you are doing the rest of the track in lightning mark speed.
Yeah, it's just a small detour. It's a little bit slower because of the water, but at this point, that's all we have in the car.
Nice.
Okay.
And obviously it goes without saying that even though it's possible to pause buffer, obviously we want to be doing as little pause buffering as possible because time loss.
Yeah, we try to get them first try, but some of them, it might be really hard to tell, but the game at the best of time runs at 20 FPS. So
It's a real Nintendo 64
yeah,
moment.
yeah, real rare Nintendo game. Putting the absolute most into games, but the frame rate just, yeah, dies, especially in some tracks later on.
I'd imagine the hovercraft levels might be some of the worst, just because of all the extra like water particle effects.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see it in Boulder Canyon when you use hovercraft and that track drops to like 12 FPS sometimes.
Is there a lineup for that, or was that just blind?
That was fun.
Nice.
Alright, going to Mr. Octopus. Shoutouts to the voice acting in this game too.
Now I challenge you to a race.
Oh yeah, I got that. Yeah, it's the Octopus again. One of the notorious second boss fights. Obviously, again, you don't have all the bonus speed. You're not speedrunning it. And the bubbles that old mate leaves behind in the second phase are very, very dangerous.
Yeah, this boss, playing casually can be quite frustrating. In a speedrun, we kind of just zoom ahead and try to stay ahead for the whole thing. And if we go quick enough, we might actually be able to overlap him at the end, although I just used my boost. So, probably not. Oh, and there's the mine.
But yeah, certainly no particular challenge for Washeyy to be had with all the extra snaking. And yeah, one of the few times in the game you'll actually see the tier 3 boost. That's right, no reset.
No reset, yep. Alright, so this is where the game kind of gets a little bit weird now. And you're going to see a lot of repetition happen over the next hour, probably. There's some strange things that happen in regards to the Dino Domain trophy, where we can use it for other things. That's all I'll say so far.
Nefarious purposes.
Yeah, we've still got to do a race here first, our last Taj challenge race, which is in the plane, and then we'll head off to Dino Domain. Oh, okay.
It's getting away, mate.
It's getting away.
No, not for long. And once again, especially with the plane, barrel rolling as a general concept is very powerful.
Yeah, I'll bring up the speedo. So whenever I do a barrel roll, look at the speedo. See how it just kind of fluctuates upwards? There is no like ceiling cap on that. So we can just do as many barrel rolls as we can. We can just go faster and faster. And all you have to do is just not hold the accelerate button. Now, easier said than done because you have to take like really tough lines during the tracks. But yeah, that's essentially why I'm barrel rolling all the time, because there is no speed cap to that.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, it goes without saying, but obviously when the barrel roll's occurring, you are locked into a trajectory. So if you're doing it too late, too early, you're going to miss your turn, you're going to hit a wall, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. So it's, yeah, very...
Yeah, if you bonk on the wall in a plane, you automatically lose so much time.
It's over.
It's over. Alright, so back to Dino Domain, and we're gonna go do the trophy race. Now you unlock this after doing the second boss in every world. They have their own trophy cabinet race, which is just a set of 4 races for all the tracks in the world. But at the end of this, we're gonna do something interesting, which, for whatever reason it works. So we're gonna play through all these tracks again. And you will be seeing these tracks throughout the run, let's just say that. So get used to it.
Get used to it.
Fossil Canyon.
So yeah, we've still got 2 tracks remaining before we get to the interesting bit. So Sancho, I don't know if you want to interject with some items for the audience.
No worries at all. We've got a few more donations. We have $10 here from Pope Henster 9. My guy's going quick. We also have a $5 donation here from Chanel. Shout out to Jay Styles in the crowd. Wish I could be there with you. Have an awesome time at PAX. We also have a $40 donation here from Freddie, who says, I love this game. In a childhood memory, love hearing all the music, and it's wonderful to watch you just blast away the comms like it's nothing. Fun fact, funny, it took me 15 years to beat the water boss.
Yeah.
Anyway, have a fantastic run. Love this childhood game.
It's a
Smiley
tough
face.
boss.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for all of that. Yeah, I think, the donator there, yeah, absolutely. Echoing all our thoughts about that octopus.
Jungle Falls.
Many an angry word not appropriate for camera was said in relation to that particular octopus, but fortunately not a trouble for us in the speedrun. Alright, so we got one more track, and we're gonna have Hot Top Volcano, and I'm gonna let Washeyy explain exactly what's going on, because he's gonna have a much better time with an island.
Yeah, it's gonna look very weird and there's a lot to explain, but we'll try and do it in parts. Alright. Now, if you remember this track from earlier, we drove out of bounds and just raced through the track. But we're gonna do something a little bit different here. So we're gonna grab this balloon. We're gonna get out of bounds again. But instead we're going to go towards like the start line, roughly here, and if we drive into the correct spot, somewhere here,
There we go.
Wrong way.
for whatever reason, there's a loading zone. Now, what just happened? For whatever reason, there's a loading zone that can take you to 3 locations, or 3 scenarios in that track. And it's not going to make sense yet why we've done that, but shortly it will. Just ignore that for now. We're going to go do the minigame.
Saltwater Beach.
So this is first of the battle mini games that we'll see. We're going to have to wipe everyone else out. Each hit deals 2 bananas of damage. Everyone has 8. However, you'll see here that there's quite a nice, easy respawning balloon with a homing rocket that we are just going to camp.
Yeah, pretty simple. We can just camp this balloon, spawn the homing rockets, and then just shoot them kind of blindly at the moment. No, there we go. Diddy's there.
Yeah, no, Diddy in the Call of Duty lobby is saying, OMG, noob camp,
Yep.
turn it off. I think Tip Top helps you
Top
out
there
there,
too. Is he going to take the balloon? Where is he? He's over there. Alright. So just a simple minigame gives us another piece of the amulet. Nothing more to it. Now, if you remember before, we were in the middle of our trophy race when we went out of bounds. And the thing is, the game's like, hey, wait a minute. You're meant to be in a trophy race right now. and I'll just show you, like, basically what's going on here. We're going to come in here and we're going to lose the minigame. Doesn't make any sense, right? Why would you want to lose the minigame? You don't need to. But if you remembered we were in a trophy race before, this will start to make sense. So we got 4th place, which is unfortunate. But we get the trophy screen.
Bang!
And now we've got the trophy. Now the cool thing about this is, using that glitch, we got the trophy not for Dino Domain, but for this area here, Sherbet Island. Which is really cool, right? Because we can essentially farm the trophy using shorter racetracks for each world. And it saves a lot of time in the run, because some of the tracks in these other worlds are just longer, and it's just faster to do that. So, yeah, it's a very odd glitch, but it kind of works out really well for the route, our routing here. So now we're just going to continue on with Sherbet Island, just getting all the silver coin races. We don't need to worry about the trophy, because we've just done that now. Now the reason we have to collect the trophies is because to access the final secret level in the game, you have to have all 4 trophies from the first 4 worlds.
So obviously, yeah, we saw there that Washeyy was going to the final lap without all the silver coins. One of the worst things you could possibly do is accidentally finish a track without having all the silver coins, because it just said, yeah, you lose. Go away, do it again.
Yep, and you have to do it all over again.
So we don't do that.
So there are a couple of tracks in the game where there are points of no return as well. So if you haven't got the silver coin before that point in the track, GG, you got to start the track again. Which hopefully we won't make that mistake. But yeah, that's definitely something that can happen.
Oh, that was nice. Very nice.
Yeah, chaining boosts there is very hard to do. It looks really cool when it's done correctly.
Yeah, see, I particularly love watching the speedrun of this track, and again, this will really only make sense to those who have played it casually, but just how fast you go in the hovercraft in the speedrun compared to casually is absurd.
Christmas Island.
So a couple coins that are kind of off the main track and you have to go searching for them. I try to collect them on the first lap most of the time, just so I can finish the last 2 laps pretty much normally. And usually by then I'll have 10 bananas, which is capping out our top speed again.
Yeah, because we're capping top speed, obviously, these like detours and weird crap that's going on, where you've got to slow down in many cases, having less bananas. And from a theoretical perspective, having less bananas is better for those scenarios where you want to just be able to have the top speed when you're just gunning it. Which is part of, like, makes part of the routing decision set. The idea of these weird coins is going to start increasing. Obviously, like any game, it's going to start getting harder as we get to the further worlds. And with this only being world 3 of 5, that's going to start ramping up quite quickly.
A little bit of four-wheel driving there at the end as well.
Whale Bay.
tried 2 for 2. Alright, boss race number 2. Now once we've completed this boss race, we will reset again, but this world is 100% done now. We don't need to come back here at all. Because we got the trophy using the trophy storage glitch before, and yeah, we don't need to revisit it at all.
Oh, yeah, I forgot the octopus cheats.
Yeah, most of the bosses actually try to cheat at the start, especially in their second race. Give themselves a head start.
But I totally forgot about that.
But honestly, we're just simply better.
True. The bubbles we were referring to earlier, the boss drops, we don't want to hit those. Even though we probably still won't lose the race, because we're going at, Mark 7, they're still going to slow us up by a lot. So I'm still going to try and dodge them. Which is sometimes easier said than done, because by lap 3 they are all over the all over the joint, and they don't expire quickly.
That's right. In lap 3 they're kind of all in the way, so we've still got to be very careful. Very careful. Okay.
Hello, friend. Select your
We're going to change over the plane here and go back into Dino Domain. So just like last time, we're going to go start our trophy race and set up our trophy storage again.
Dino Domain.
So yeah, I sincerely hope there are some Ancient Lake enjoyers out there.
Ancient Lake.
Yeah,
Because you'll be seeing another, I think, 3 times.
that's right.
Alright, let's have a look here. So, what's your PB, Washeyy?
149.30 something.
Alright. You're currently at 47.
Okay.
49. Alright, if you can get under 152, I'll put in $100.
Okay. Motivation.
Paso Canyon.
So there's not much different here. We're just going to go through all these tracks again. But hopefully on the warp, before we got an overworld warp, but there are 3 scenarios you can get. You can get overworld like we did before. You can get warp to Dragon Forest in a car or Dragon Forest in a plane. Now getting a plane, it's very, very lucky. It's about a 12% chance to get it. And if we get that, that just sets us up for later on to save some time. It's very unlikely, but if it happens, that'd be pretty cool. But the most common luck you get is Dragon Car. So getting Overworld before was already very lucky.
Just a little fern tree. It's still good. It's still good.
would now be a good time for a quick donation?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
for it.
No worries. We have a $20 donation here from Tempest Aurora. I didn't leave a comment, but thank you so much for your generous donation. Remember, all money donated during this marathon goes directly to Game On Cancer, so be sure to go to donate.allspeedruns.com or head to the desk stage left with a cash donation. Remember, you can also put your money towards certain incentives. Next one up, we have Mario Kart 64. Remember, Toad versus Yoshi. Toad at $135, Yoshi at $115. So be sure to keep those donations coming in. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh,
That was unfortunate.
you got sniped.
So yeah, for once the AI actually did do something.
Try and hit our loading zone again. Somewhere here. There we go. Double overworld. Okay, that's very lucky. Okay, so getting that luck is probably the most ideal route luck. Saves a fair bit of time. So we're gonna go back to Snowflake Mountain now and do the same thing. We'll enter the minigame, win the minigame, and then we're gonna lose the minigame. This minigame is pretty cool. It has a manipulation strat that we have to try and do here, so I'll try and concentrate and do that. Try and get up here as fast as possible. And we can farm this balloon, and ideally, if we did this right, we'll be able to kind of beat all the enemies up here.
Here's your second one. Also, because of this manipulation, we don't have to wait for the homing rocket, which is for obvious reasons just is faster. That was really clean. Obviously, even though there is manipulation there, you can obviously still very, very easily just start shooting the wall, miss your missiles because you're using manual ones, yeah, this, that, and the others.
Yeah, you kind of have to adjust there based on what the AI are doing.
Yeah, plenty of ways to mess it up, and Washeyy was flawless.
Alright, we're going to go back in and lose the minigame once again, and that will give us the trophy for Snowflake Mountain, because right now the game thinks we're still in the Dino Domain trophy race. So 4th place again, win the trophy, and we get the trophy again.
Yeah. So yeah, as insinuated by the Grand Prix mode, you don't actually have to win every race in the Grand Prix. You only have to come on top of the points, which actually makes this this manipulation actually possible.
That's right, yeah.
Frosty Village.
Alright, back to the silver coins now. So these silver coins, again, the difficulty starts to step up. Some of these are kind of way off the track to go and collect, and can be quite tough. So anyone who's played this casually may have gotten stuck on these tracks for quite a little bit, because they can be quite tough to get and win the race. Fortunately, we're just going to go fast and collect it all.
And part of the trick in a casual playthrough is actually finding the blessed things, like, because as you said, they're quite far off the beaten track. So unlike in like Dino Domain, where they're all just in front of you and you have to just race well, you hear that half of them are just sitting in a different continent.
Go for it.
Also picking up the shield there, because sometimes you can get shot by enemies just like that. But they will leave traps on the ground, like oil slicks or the mines and the bubbles. And you can kind of predict where they are. So if I happen to have a shield and I know like where they're coming up, I can just use it to protect myself.
There.
Alright. Where am I going?
Snowball battle. Left 2.
One more point left side of this snowball area.
Go for it.
We're all good to go.
Final lap.
Very nice. Getting those first pause cutscene buffers very consistently at the
Love to
moment.
see it. Yeah.
And the thrust peak.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not much. Like, you know, obviously if you've got to do a second or a third pause, but obviously it's going to add up over time. So there's, I think, I want to say 36 races?
There's 40 of those cutscenes.
Oh, it's 40, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, everyone kind of counts, and they do save a lot of time per one, leading up to like minutes of time saved.
Lap 2. Go for it. Final lap.
Very nice. That's a good example of what he pointed out earlier. We're using ground zipper when it's a good line. Even though there was an air zipper there to use, it's obviously easier to hit, but the ground zipper was on a much tighter line, which is obviously going to lead to more speed.
That's
And
right.
again. This has been a very, very clear Snowball Mountain revisit thus far. I think, yeah, everything I can think of that went wrong was getting whacked by a missile. There's not much you can do about that.
Nope. Sometimes that just happens, and you've just got to deal with it. Didn't get any bananas there, which is unfortunate, but just collecting.
Lap 2. Final lap.
Oh, got to get that coin.
Go for it.
Oh,
Almost into the icy.
Okay,
And
first
it's
try
very
again.
nice. But yeah, again, another advantage of the speedrun is you have to turn around. You're like +1 lap on everyone and probably +2 on a few others. So
yeah, we're not
It's not
really
that
in
it's-
trouble. It just looks funny.
Fantastic! If you can beat me again, I'll give you a special prize!
So yeah, the special prize that every boss refers to is a piece of, I forget what they call it, but it's the Whiz Pig head. And once you get all four, you can fight Whiz Pig, who's the big bad of the piece. Now, why Whiz Pig decided to brainwash a bunch of nice animals and then give them the keys to defeat him is
that's
a
a good
mystery for the
question.
ages. But, I don't know, megalomaniacs do megalomaniac things.
Power up.
That worked very nicely. So yeah, unlike other games, the snowballs are far more, I wouldn't say physics-based, that's probably a bit unreasonable, but they're a bit more, you get bumped around as opposed to like squished and flat. So using that to bump himself ahead.
Yeah, it gets squished, and it kind of just, it can project you sideways, but most of the time it goes forwards and just gives you a little boost, saving probably half a second.
Exactly. Just be more
Maybe not
skilled
even,
than the
but-
snowball.
Yeah. Any time save is good.
Absolutely. And again, obviously, this is more of a sort of a generic speedrunning comment. But yeah, obviously, people will look for those little investments over the time. If you're doing it over such a long run, it's going to add up to quite a bit. You don't want to miss out.
All right. I hope you're ready, because we're going back to our favorite track.
What?
Yep. Going back to Dino Domain.
You know what? I
Again.
wouldn't have seen this coming. I wouldn't have predicted this.
Dino Domain. Trophy race.
This time we're doing it for real, though. We're going to do it for real, and then we're going to do it again.
Because you loved it so much the first time.
Yeah.
So yeah, so obviously this little trick that what he's been doing has been good to get all the other trophies, but we obviously do still need the Dino Domain trophy itself. So yes, have to do it for real at least once.
At least once, yeah.
And then we're going to be on to Dragon Fields or something. The Dragon one.
Dragon Forest.
Forest, thank you. As you can tell, it's been a while. It's been a while. It's been, yeah, long enough that I forget the names, but not long enough that I forget the themes. But yeah, obviously moving extremely swiftly through the through Dino Domain. I can attest to having watched Washeyy do many hours of ancient lake ILs.
Oh, yeah. Too many hours of ancient
Too
Link
many
time
hours.
trials and ILs. And it's a fun track.
Lap 2.
Now we're going to be in these tracks for a little bit, so if you have any donations, Sandshark, or anything, feel free to go ahead.
No worries at all. I will take this.
Final lap.
My apologies. Alright, difficulty.
No worries, you got loads of time.
All good, just get the mic sorted out. Okay, I think that's good. All right, I'll take this time to remind everyone about the current incentives we have open for the rest of the day. So again, we have Mario Kart coming up later tonight. And again, we have Toad at $135 and Yoshi at $115. Very, very close game. So, sorry, close to the bidding war there. So be sure to get your donation in as to what character you want Lacey to play during the Mario Kart 64 run. For Pokemon Violet heading up later tonight, we also have Naming the Main. So right now, the current top name is Lorster at $20. Still plenty of time for you to get a new nominated name. And for Pico Park later tonight, we still have all the board open for the player color between gray, pink, green, red, blue, yellow, orange, and purple. Again, all donations and incentives can be made at donate.allspeedruns.com. This is the incentives. Incentives.allspeedruns.com. And be sure when you're donating to put in what you're putting your donation money towards. So make sure you put that in the description so we can update it accordingly. Well, Wayne, we've also had one more donation come in, $30 from Sands. Great to see ASAP back on again. I wanted to wish my good friend Washeyy the best of luck with his run today. Wish I was there to enjoy it with you all. Thank you so much, Sands, for your very generous donation.
Thank you indeed. So yes, we're all intimately familiar at this point with the hot top volcano out of bounds. And this one being the more traditional one to actually finish the race.
Yeah, just backing up and down the track again. Just finishing up for our trophy race so we can actually get the Dino Domain trophy. We'll go back in bounds just because we have only a small amount of bananas and we just want to try and go fast. All right.
Yes,
Guess what we're doing? We're going back. We're going back again.
This is so you know what? Check his sports bet. There must be some there must be some rigging going on here. because this is just simply
wait.
unpredictable.
I just really love these tracks, man. Like,
This is actually completely unnecessary for the run. Washeyy just showing off at this point.
yeah.
But yes, no, fortunately the game does let you just replay the trophy, because otherwise this route at least wouldn't work.
Yeah, if like finishing the trophy before like actually completed it and you couldn't do it, obviously it just wouldn't work. But we can replay it and we can re-get our trophy storage, which is good because we need it again for Dragon Forest coming up.
Fossil Canyon. Left 2.
Another thing that's corollary, of course, of the and that was an example of what I was referring to before, where that can go very wrong. Fortunately, not too bad of a bomb. But yeah, corollary of the fact that most of the game is mashing the A button. That does take quite a bit of stamina.
Yeah, essentially I'm mashing the A button for 2 hours almost.
Like, yeah, there are some tracks, as we mentioned, where the accelerator is off the foot's off the gas, but mostly it's also maintaining the rhythm, because as we've said before, it's not just a match. You can't be like, oh yeah, well I'll just mash a bit slower, and, keep the speed. It's a marathon, not a sprint. No, you're not doing the right rhythm. You're not getting the speed. Or at least nowhere near as much as you'd want. So it is.
And that rhythm changes based on the frame rate you're getting in the game. That's how complicated it is. So, like, I could be playing the track, get 30 FPS for like a second, and then back to 20, or back to 10, or 15. So yeah, no, it is definitely a testament to that stamina. I'd imagine DKR, when you get your copy of DKR, you get one of those like rip trainers as well. Yeah.
Comes free.
Free.
Free with every copy, yeah.
Alright, let's see what kind of luck we get again. So this time on this warp, we don't want the overworld plane where we warp to the overworld. That's actually slower to get it here.
Since we want to be in Dragon Fields.
Yeah, we want to be in Dragon Forest, so hopefully we get... Okay, so we got Dragon Car. There is a scenario where you can get Dragon Plane and actually go do the boss early, but we didn't get that, so...
Haunted Woods.
Now, instead of going to the minigame and losing like we did in the other worlds, we're just going to go and do the shortest race. Because the minigame in this world is actually quite long, and it takes a long time to lose it. So we've just come into Haunted Woods, and we're going to do this as our 4th, race for the trophy storage that we have.
Here's a question I just thought. When you win the minigame in Sherbet and Snowflake, why doesn't that consider itself a win? Is it
It overwrites the storage for whatever reason, but it keeps you in that state still.
Right. Yeah, I guess because it knows it needs to give you an amulet or a piece of it.
Yeah. So it just gives you that, and it doesn't. It would be good if it actually did both 2 in 1, but yeah.
Well, you can't have it all.
No, you can't have it all. Alright, so finish that, we get the checkered race screen, and we get our trophy, Dragon Forest. Right. Without completing any tracks here either. Not yet.
That's Dino Domain's done now, yeah?
Well, I've got spoilers for you.
Oh no. You can't do this.
But you have to wait. Alright. Compared to all the other worlds that we've done so far, these tracks are some of the hardest, so I'm probably going to really need to focus here. So it's pretty hard out of bounds to do on this track. One of the harder ones in the game. Hopefully I can pull it off.
Okay, nice. So yeah, similar theming to Hot Dog Volcano. Needs to collect the end of lap trigger. Needs to collect the appropriate checkpoints, otherwise it's not going to let you through. But yeah, same theme.
Lap 2.
Yeah, and now when I'm driving out of bounds here, I have to like stay within these really thin corridors. I also can't go too low under the track, otherwise I'll get voided back to the start line on the current lap I was on. So it resets my whole lap and I'm back in bounds. So it's actually a lot more tricky than it looks. We're doing pretty well so far.
Yeah. The obvious advantage is, like Washeyy mentioned before during the Taj plane race, barrel rolls don't have a speed cap, and obviously if you're out of bounds, even though, yeah, there's obviously a lot of finicky stuff to worry about, so you don't fall.
Yeah. It's somewhere there.
So you don't void, you've obviously got a lot more space to just chain a few rolls together.
Yeah, missing that cutscene skip, I mean, that's not as bad as missing out of bounds. The out of bounds saves probably about 30 seconds. It depends on how fast you are at it, but yeah.
Lap 2. Final lap.
Very nice. Back into form.
One more key to collect here as well, and it's in a little bit of a tricky spot, but we're going to try and get it as fast as we can on the next lap.
And it definitely doesn't have anything to do with that very suspicious bell that goes ding.
No, not at all.
Lap 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
There we go, relatively nippy.
Alright, you're going to see the frame rate drop here now with all the characters, so get ready for a slideshow.
Oh.
Oi. Love 10 FPS gaming.
So I guess it's actually sort of a secondary, I guess it's a secondary advantage of getting so far ahead of all the things you have to see. And it doesn't drop the frame rate as much.
Yeah. There's a couple of different strategies there. You could get the key on the last lap, get really far ahead of the AI and hopefully beat them to the bridge again. But you've got to be very quick for that sort of routing.
Haunted Woods.
So Haunted Woods. I think Haunted Woods would have to be the only track you're going to see exactly 3 times. Exactly 3. So, again, a track that I would enjoy.
Lap 2.
Later on, we see Spaceport 3 times as well.
Ah, yes. Would be the same trophy.
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
trophy race.
Okay. Mid-air as well.
Alright, off to the boss. Now, Smokey, like the other bosses, likes to cheat as well. But we also can do some little funny exploits against him.
Couple
So,
of things up the sleeve.
yes, we have some secrets.
Now I challenge you to a race.
Hopefully we can do it. It's a very hard trick coming up. Very, very specific, just like Windmill Plains, but we'll see how we go.
The unfortunate first attempt, but we can get a second.
Wrong way.
Okay,
There we go.
second try.
Very good.
Alright, that one's very, very hard to do. You have to be almost on the perfect spot.
Lap 2. Final lap.
Excellent. Now try my new challenge. Collect all the silver coins from my world. Find 8 from each level.
Oh, you might notice we're
and
playing on
win.
the Japanese
Then
version as
come
well.
back
For the
and
most
see
part,
me.
the Japanese and the US version are pretty much similar. But later on in the game, there is a version specific out of bounds that we have to do. And I'll point it out when we get up to it. It's much later though.
So yes, the goal of this particular mini game is to collect bananas, then deposit them in your chest. If you get hit while holding bananas, you drop, I think, a certain amount. So you get to deposit them.
Yeah,
I
we
think you
drop
need
both
10,
the
is it?
bananas. What's that?
I think you need 10 to win.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
10 bananas in the chest and you've won the game. Well, a little bit shaky. There's not much to this. We have a pretty clear route where we kind of just go back and forth between a couple of different spawns of bananas. The main thing is at the start, just kind of playing very fast so we don't get shot by like the AI. The easy is that we collect all 10 and we can move on. Alright, so that's our last piece of the TT amulet, which, I mean, one is a requirement for 100%, but it also lets us go fight Wispig 2 later on in the game. Now we have our silver coins in these tracks, and just like before, we got to go out of bounds here in Windmill Plains, but collect silver coins as well, which this is very tough. We're trying to collect bananas here so we can get our top speed up. We're going to try and get out of bounds. Okay. Unfortunate. So sometimes I'll like actually try and do out of bounds again on the second lap, but I'm not going to do it this time because it is quite a tough out of bounds to do, and we kind of just want to get the track done. So a bit unfortunate there, but we can move on at least with the track.
Yeah, no, it's fortunately not mission critical, that out of bounds, unlike the Hot Top Volcano one. Obviously, you'll be pretty damn good at that because you're going to have to do it a few times throughout a run.
Yeah,
But this one's just a bit of a time save as opposed to a routing necessity.
yeah, it saves a fair bit of time, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But a cutscene skip.
Streetwood Village.
Now this track, I've heard Greenwood Village Silver Coin is just a meme for a lot of people in their childhood. Very, very tough track to do.
Yeah, this one I don't remember being as tough for me at least. Certainly a couple in the secret world. I very much remember.
Do you have time for a donation while we're on the last lap?
Yeah, go for it.
Was that yes, sorry?
Yep.
No worries. We have a $20 donation here. I do apologize for the feedback. $20 donation here from Ninstar Rose. Hey PAX Aus, good luck to all runners today. Also, just an FYI, I won the Diddy Racing Tournament at the Classic Console Arena today. One me, Washeyy. Actually, no, please don't. You'll put me to shame. That's my small flex for now. Good luck, Washeyy, and show WizPig who the real boss is.
Let's
Thank you so
go.
Overtime. Power up. Lap 2.
So yeah, very deliberately using a boost 2 before collecting a third, because boost 3 would just be just a bit too much for
Yeah.
this particular track. So
Yeah, we just try to chain all our boosts together and keep that top speed up.
Final lap.
Oh, the frame rate.
power through, I think.
All right, last track.
Haunted Woods.
Haunted Woods. This is still my favorite track in the game to this day. It's very short, but it's just got such like fun turns to do. I mean, it's pretty much this and Jumping Falls. They're both very short tracks.
Final lap. Power up. Go for it.
That second lap looked really good.
Nice. All right, back to the boss. Once again, we're going to try and get this out of bounds. It's not required to do it, but it saves a lot of time if we get it. So we'll see if we can do it first try.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%?
100%.
I
If you
believe.
can beat me again, I'll give you a special prize.
Also, top-notch voice acting once again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No, no, no. Wrong way.
Very nice, very nice. Very nice. That's going to say an absolute buckets. Fun fact about this skip is it was actually only discovered 2 years ago when people realised that Smokey was cheating. Before that, they thought that his out of bounds shouldn't be looked for. It's fair play.
Yeah, it was only a few years ago this was found, this out of bounds, but very useful, and thankfully we can use it to save a lot of time in the run. Alright, so that's going to do it for like the first 4 worlds in the game. We're off to see Washeyy, the big bad boss, big bad guy of the game.
So first time we give him a visit, we're going to be in a car. So many ground zippers and chains, boost chaining, sorry, to be had. And once again, he will be made to look like a clown, like every other boss in the game.
We've got this epic cutscene to watch. There's not many cutscenes in this game. We skip most of them in a speedrun, but yeah.
But yes, you're now going to turn into the plane and fly into his living statue's mouth. Wherein there is a whole custom-built racetrack.
You can't beat me.
So yeah, this race is widely considered unfair because you're actually in a car and he's just running.
Didn't get the boost, so now we're a little bit behind, but it's okay. It's still good, it's still good.
Yeah, a bit of tapping, one green zipper, and away we go.
So a fun fact about this race, it is actually technically possible to overlap Washeyy, and only 2 people as of today, the second person did it, have done it. Which is very impressive. It's, yeah, you have to be very, very good at this track to do that.
And I think it's worth noting for context, for that achievement, looking at the map, that Washeyy about to finish the race, we're like 2/3 on him. So yeah, and obviously as you can see, Washeyy's not making any big mistakes, not going particularly slow. So I think it's a credit to the size of that accomplishment.
Now I can reset here to skip this cutscene as well. That cutscene kind of plays and then the credits roll, but we've got more to do with the game and we can deal with that later on. Right now we're gaming, so, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, gotta keep going.
Yeah, so Washeyy had a bit of a cry.
Yeah, he gets a little bit upset. And
Yeah, and decided to go to space.
And for some people, that was the end of the game.
Yeah.
They didn't know.
They truly lacked the critical information.
We're gonna go grab our plane again.
Hello, friend. Select your
And because we did all the trophy races in the game, well, it looked like we did Dino Domain a lot. But because we got all the trophies essentially in the game, we can come down to this board and tap the board, and we get a cutscene. Leading us to a secret world. Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah, if you haven't played this game yet, turn off your TV set now.
Look away.
Look away, the lighthouse is a spaceship. And yes, now we're off to a future funland.
Now, because this is like endgame content, it doesn't get any easier. It actually gets a lot harder with these tracks, especially even in a like speedrun context. These are some of the hardest tracks to go very fast in, so we're going to try our best here. Let's see if we can zoom through.
Oh, unfortunate, but good use of the boost. Track's another example of ground zippers existing in a plane track and then being very, very usable to go fast. Of course, not all of them, but a decent chunk available for use and will be.
Oh, got sniped. Now there's a cool little thing coming up at the end of this track, and like every world, this world also has the silver coin races, but usually in the other worlds you have to like fight the boss the first time to access them. In Future Funland, the way they want you to do it, vanilla, is go through like all 4 tracks, and then you have the balloon requirements to, you know, go do the tracks again, right? Because there is balloon requirements to access the tracks. But because there's no first boss in the tracks, if we get our cutscene skip at the end of the race, we can actually just restart the race. So if I go like that, I can restart the race, and it puts me straight into the silver coin version of the race. So it saves a little bit of time just having to travel through like the lobby area, also skipping cutscenes. And if we can do that on all 4 races, it saves almost a minute. Like it's about 50 seconds.
Yeah, obviously you'll notice that the silver coin placement is becoming far, far more aggressive in these final 4 tracks.
Yeah, the key thing in this track is, these tracks, is not forgetting any silver coins, because some of them have points of no return, where you just cannot go back in the track and you have to restart.
Very nice.
No.
Very nice.
And getting our cutscene skipped there at the end. So now we don't have to go back to that track, which is good. And we're going to try and do that for every track here. So banger tune alert. Yep.
It's almost kind of worked out.
Oh, another little thing I'm doing here is I'm holding right on the loop-the-loops, and that actually is a little bit faster. So again, anything for like a little bit of speed is worth it. Oh,
And there's an example of accidentally overturning, which is so easy to do. I think it's incredibly impressive that you've been doing that more throughout the run. I think it's again testament to the skill.
Final lap.
So yeah, final lap here, then we're going to do another cutscene skip, and then straight into the silver coins, hopefully.
hopefully, yeah.
No, actually no, I take that back. Not hopefully. We're going straight into the silver.
You were going straight into it? Okay. How do you feel?
Sorry, I said something?
All right, we can come back to that track later on. It costs us a little bit of time, but for now, we're going to go do something a little bit familiar.
Something new and fresh that we haven't seen before?
Yeah, something fresh. We're going back to Dino Domain.
No. So this is the first world in the game. You've probably never seen this before, especially not throughout this run.
Yeah, we've done the whole game in reverse order, and now we've gone from last to first. So we come back here, we have to set up our trophy storage again for Future Funland. There isn't actually a menu check for Future Funland trophy, but as a requirement for 100%, because there is a trophy, we do collect the Future Funland trophy. Although it's by other methods like this, we still have to do it.
Yeah.
And there is no minigame in Future Funland, so there's no minigame to lose or anything. Once again, we're just going to go into a track, finish the track, and get our trophy. So last chance to see all these tracks.
Unless anyone has any particular objections, I think this would probably be a good time for Sandshark to jump in quickly and throw us some interesting information.
Thank you very much, Softman. We got some more donations coming through. Another $5 here from Min Star Rose. Hey guys, me again. I just want to say I have overlapped WizPig once before too. It was the first time I ever beat him too. WizPig glitched out, he got stuck on a wall and couldn't move. Maybe we'll see that color in the run. Thank you for your donation. $15 here from Nikosar. It is so great to be back at PAX for another weekend of amazing speedrunning. Put this towards naming the Blast Core file Warning. Yes, you have until tomorrow morning to do that, so thank you very much for your donation and incentives. Speaking of incentives, a few more donations here. A few more donations here with incentive updates. $30 from Mastodon. Put this towards Pokemon Violet Flamingo nickname. Nickname is Wade. Thank you so much. And remember, if you want to put your money towards an incentive, be sure to put that in the description when you're donating, or tell the friendly staff down on stage left when you're making an in-person donation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So yeah, one more track, and then you'll never have to see Dino Domain again. Until next time.
Until next time.
Has anyone actually ever done a check of how much time is saved to do Dino Domain repeatedly as opposed to just doing the normal trophy?
A long time ago, I've got a feeling it was like 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a little bit less.
Which, yeah, definitely shows the significance, I'd say, of actually doing this as opposed to just doing the trophies. Like 5 minutes, obviously in the course of a 2-hour run, like 5 minutes, that's a lot. That's a huge amount in the context of a 5-minute run. So.
last time, we're going to hit our funny loading zone. And hopefully go to the overworld. It would be faster. Unfortunately not. We went to Dragon Forest, but that's okay.
So I've used up all our overworlds before.
Yeah.
Straight back to space.
Alright, so now this track here is one of the main reasons we play on the Japanese version. There is an out of bounds in this track, and it is only accessible on the Japanese version of the game. It is quite silly, and you're going to see why in probably about 20 seconds. But yeah, basically we go through the track as usual, get our bananas, you know, get everything at top speed. Collect this balloon, grab this boost, and we go up here. Hit this, and we can just drive out. So for some reason on the Japanese version, there is no texture on that pillar, and we can just drive out of bounds. I don't know why, no one knows why, but that's just how it is.
And since we're going to be doing this track multiple times, that is very, very, very handy.
Yes.
So there is something of this ilk.
Yeah, we do this track 3 times, and doing that out of bounds every time will save over a minute for sure. So very good for a speedrun, of course. Alright, so there's our trophy, our last one of the game.
Our last Dino Domain trophy.
Our last Dino Domain trophy. We've collected 4 of them so far, this is the 5th one. Maybe one day I'll finish the other ones.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. Alright, back into Spaceport though. Now we're going to do our regular race. And it's basically going to be the same thing. Just go out of bounds, drive in a triangle around the checkpoints, and finish the race.
So yeah, the shield here is particularly important because you don't want to suddenly get shot by the laser beams while you're trying to do that out of bounds. It is a bit finicky. I remember watching Washeyy do attempts of ILs and practice and so forth, and yeah, there's certainly been enough times where he's not managed to make it through. Because yeah, it is a bit finicky. It's not completely free. So getting shot and having your rhythm impeded would be not ideal. So the shield is very handy. It's there and very imperative to consistency. Obviously, it doesn't save any time in and of itself, but
We're going to go back in bounds now and hopefully get the cutscene skip, but we didn't get it. That's okay. Some of these are a little bit tough to get the cutscene skip because the frame rate just drops as well. So the timing for the pause is a little bit off, but you know, we miss it, It's okay, we can come back. Star City, very fun track as well.
yeah, Star City has a lot of right angle turns in this middle section here coming up, so they will be very entertaining to watch during the Silver Point Challenge.
Oh, that's a wall. Again, using that shield there because we kind of know where the enemies are going to drop their traps. It's pretty consistent depending on how fast you go. You'll notice in Silver Coins they kind of drop them on this straight as well. But we can just use a shield to avoid them.
Very nice. Okay, so it's great for silver coins, then we're going to have 2 more silver coin races to clean up. example of prioritizing getting bananas on the first lap and then worrying about coins off the beaten track second and third laps.
Lap 2.
We have time for a quick donation?
Yeah, go for it.
No worries. We have
Go for it.
another $10 here from Araptos. It is comforting to know that we could be far off in the far reaches of space and know that we still have a home in Dino Domain. Please put this towards naming the Flamingo, Wade, and Pokemon Violets. Thank you so much for your donation and for your incentive.
Final lap.
Out of the way.
The AI just being as... So it's almost the end of the run, so we're going to just amp up how much menace we are.
Alright, so now we just go back and clean up the worlds. We couldn't do them earlier because like there is a balloon requirement on them. So they want you to do every one of these worlds in order. And so yeah, we just go back, clean up, get our silver coin races done for the last two, and we can finish the game. Now this is one of those tracks where there is points of no return. Once you go into the loop-de-loops, if you don't have the silver coins, you have to start again on the final lap, that is. So we're going to grab hopefully one here, and there's one right before this one coming up. It's very sneaky. Right there.
Very nice. Yeah, I should lock that one in.
Lap 2.
Now it's just getting racing.
Go for it.
Yeah, so now we can just focus on the remainder of the track. Enjoy the music.
Final lap.
Almost enjoying that mine's company there. Very nice, and back to Spaceport Alpha. So obviously the out of bounds here won't feature as highly, because we obviously do need to get all of the silver coins.
Make sure to get that coin, because that is a no return coin later on. We're going to go out of bounds. We haven't got all the coins yet, but it's faster for us to just go out of bounds, you know, do a couple laps, and then we can come back in bounds later on and collect our final coins.
Yeah, that's also advantaged here by the fact that this is one of the sort of easier out of bounds in the game, especially compared to like Windmill Peak or the Smoky Race. So being able to just jump on out and then jump on back in is far less problematic.
1 point there. 1 point there.
Perfect. Perfect.
Alright, so that's all of our main races, and we've just got to beat the final boss. Should hopefully be easy, but still one more trick in the run. and it's not easy. Yeah.
No, you can save the best for last.
Best for last, yeah. You get all the way through this big run, you know, you do all these tricks, you see Dino Domain and go on holiday for like 6 weeks there. And you get to this point, you're like, oh, I'm finally done. But there's one more trick, and we have to try and get out of bounds here as well. And let's see if we can do it.
Yeah, Wizpig, as you can see, is now on himself with a rocket. But fortunately, with the power of speedrunning, we are still just faster. But obviously, we don't want to be just faster, we want to be as fast as possible. So, we're going to just quickly jump out of bounds. Easy as you like.
Alright, this one's... Now, we've got to be very careful here not to go too low again, because we will get reset back to the start of the race, which is a little bit painful, but pretty good. And also not go back in bounds here. That's, yeah. Very tight corridors you've got to actually navigate through out of bounds.
No, I forget the timing methods for this game is time on.
So time when we finish the race. That's going to be coming up here very shortly. And time.
Excellent.
Oh, how'd we go?
Good run. How did we go?
151.
No.
What was it? Oh. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was Diddy Kong Racing 100% in a bit under 2 hours. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, AusSpeedruns, for having me at PAX. And yeah, hope everyone enjoys their PAX over the weekend.
Excellent. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Washeyy, for that awesome run there of Diddy Kong Racing 100%. And thank you, Softman, for the commentary. Wow, I could never complete that game as a... My bad. I could never complete Diddy Kong Racing as a kid, and he just completely destroyed it. So let's have another round of applause. Just while we are waiting for our next round, we got a few more donations to read. We have a $20 donation. Hey. One moment, sir. All right, we have a $20 donation here from Mastodon. Oh, does that? Test it. Okay, we're back. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We got a few more donations to read off just while waiting for our next run. We have a $20 donation here from Mastodon. Very enjoyable to see Diddy Kong Racing completed in good time. Wonderful to watch. Put this towards the Violet Flamigo nickname as Wade. Thank you very much. We have more love coming in here for the Flamigo named as Wade. $20 here from James Abel. This donation is for the Violet one. I want to see that Flamingo named Wade. We also have a $30 donation here from Fire Striker. TT deserves his own game. Justice for the clock. Put $5 towards Washeyy, 5 to Pico Park Green, 10 to Bayonet 2, and 10 to Control. Thank you very much for your donation and for donating for the incentives. Remember, be sure to put in the description what you want your donation to go towards. And if you want to see our incentives, go to incentives.ausspeedrun.com. So thank you very much for donating for the incentives there. Another donation here, $20 from Sir Scrubbington. Please name the Flamigo Wade. Thank you very much. Wade is ahead at the moment. Currently at $70 and Lorister's at $20. So Pokemon Violet will be coming after Mario Kart 64. But that'll be after F-Zero GX, my bad. Sorry. Alright everyone, that is my time here on the host desk. Thank you all for being such a fantastic audience, but do not go anywhere yet. We still have a bunch of awesome speedruns coming up here for you tonight, and as well as all throughout Saturday and Sunday. We're going to have F-Zero GX Story Mode Very Hard Max Speed by Bathy coming up next, followed by Mario Kart 64 by Lazy Stripes, 150cc All Cups. So do not go anywhere. We're still right in the thick of this racing block. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much all for your continued support. My name is Sandshark. It has been my pleasure to be your host. Hope you all have a good evening, and I'll see you around this weekend. Cheers.
Dylan, and I'm here hosting for the next run in our racing block here at AusSpeedruns at PAX 2023. Coming up just here in a moment is F-Zero GX by Bathy, who is doing story mode, very hard max speed. After that, we'll be having Mario Kart 64, but we have F-Zero coming. So, with that, ready to go.
Hi everyone, so Bathy.
Take it away, Bathy.